Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video with the first major EZA coming from the 9th anniversary. You know we had to test them out against Fusion Zamasu. Feel like I ain't done a video like this in a hot minute. But definitely a great unit to be doing this with. So we're going to start with the standard procedure, which is use a Whis because of Zamasu's AoEs. I'm going to let MVP 17 rotate off. I'm going to let him rotate off. And yeah, UI is on the second rotation. He is surrounded by Gamma 1 and Orange Piccolo, so he's actually chilling. Lincoln-wise, not so much, but he's actually surrounded by some big boy units. But with his 70% chance to dodge, and then if we can get SSBK and MVP 17 near him, having all of that dodge chance with Zamasu having those jarring AoEs, he should be able to counteract them pretty well with all of that dodge chance. You're going to hit me with an AoE before Goku even gets a super attack. Who cares? Do you know why? Because I'm going to dodge it, and then he's going to get extra defense for doing it because we're going to slide him in slot 1. But then, of course, we want him to dodge so we can build up as much of his passive as possible by the time we get into the final phase. But we'll see how well that goes. Gohan with the nullify. Love that. I always forget he's got one. I'm not gonna lie, I always forget Fizz Ultimate Gohan has a nullify. All the time. All the time I forget this man has a nullify. But when it pops off, I'm always pleasantly reminded and surprised that he does have one because, yeah, it comes in handy pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much it. But we are going to slide him in slot 1. Yes, I'm going to slide him in slot 1. Why not? And then hopefully he's just going to do his thing, which is dodge. I can't get him an 18 key super. That is pretty much because of the way he's linked up, but that's fine. Him super attacking really isn't too much of an issue. I just want him to dodge. That's the only reason why I'm keeping him there. Okay, now I really want you to dodge. Do it. Do it! I love you, daddy. Do the roar. Alright, so those 2 dodges. He needs to dodge 5 more times, but just more importantly, he dodged the AoE and the super. So, 2 massive dodges in a row. Good start. Good start. Okay, 3 dodges down. Was it 4? It's 3 or 4 dodges down. We only need to dodge a handful more attacks, but dodging the AoE, which is exactly what I wanted to do, but more importantly, dodging the super. Yes. Yes. Love that. What a start. I can't wait for year 6 and UI to drop on global. Then we can just have those 2 together and we just watch both of them dodge everything. And it's just going to be beautiful. You literally just can't touch the rotation. And then eventually when global gets Tech LR UI, we can just have them all 3 in one rotation and just watch them dodge everything. And it'll be great. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to pop another Whis. But again, it's pretty much standard. This is kind of what you do against Zamasu anyway. There's only a handful of units and a handful of teams where you don't need to do this. Because I do want to rotate SSBK off, because of course I want SSBK next to Strength UI. That's another thing that's actually going to work really well for Strength UI, especially once he's built up, is he's going to have type advantage against Zamasu's final phase. He's also going to have all of his dodge chance. He's then going to be almost perfectly linked up with EZA SSBK. SSBK also has type advantage. Probably won't have his guard by then either, because it's what, 5 turns. Can't remember his entry turn, or just in general, but it's 5 turns. They're both going to have type advantage. They're both going to do massive amounts of damage. And it's going to rock Zamasu shit. So I'm completely here for that. And then if we carry on at this rate, we're definitely not going to have to worry about... Nullified again! Go on! Go on! But at this rate, with how quickly we're knocking down Zamasu's health bar, we're definitely not going to have to worry about going past turn 8, where UI loses his 70% chance to dodge and goes down to 50. And then that's another reason. Ooh, that's another reason why I popped the Whis, because he doesn't have his guard right now. But we've actually lost a ton of HP. I'm a little bit worried. I mean, we do still have a Whis active, so. Oh yeah, Piccolo's heal. Oh, we're chilling. And then hopefully right now we can get the last of UI's passive built up. What is it, like 3, 4 attacks? Good. That's fine. There's like 2 or 3 more. 1 or 2 more. No. No, you're supposed to be... You even have an extra 7% chance to dodge right now because of MVP 17. Why are you not dodging? For God's sake. What are you doing? Big crit, though. I mean, he's pretty much almost done. He's got type advantage at this point. Right, this is the only part that worries me. Gamma 1's barely built up, so I'm actually going to pop both the actives to nullify 2 attacks. It's the only thing. If we had all of the reps EZAs or the majority of the rep EZAs by now, I wouldn't really mind too much because honestly, it's crazy how viable reps is again purely from how good all of these EZAs are. And then just eventually... Really? You're telling me I nullified 2 attacks and... I forgot he had a count. Why am I forgetting these don't have counters and nullifies? But you're telling me I nullified 2 attacks. 2 attacks, and the one that didn't get nullified ended up being Zamasu's super. Bear in mind, we counted it. So cool. But you're telling me I nullified 2 of this man's attacks, and the 3rd one, the one that wasn't nullified, ended up being the super attack. Can you imagine if that wasn't a unit that could counter or nullify or dodge or whatever? That's Dokkan taking the piss. That is prime Dokkan taking the piss right there. I can't believe that. What are the odds? What are the odds that the one of the attacks that don't get nullified ended up being a super attack? That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. But yeah, just eventually the 2 units you can run to increase UI Goku's dodge chance, they're gonna get better. As I said, you've got both your 6 EZAs, you've got Blue Boys, then eventually you got the Tanabarella Tech UI. Like, they're gonna get better. I'm a little bit scared. We actually might die. I mean, UI's got 577k defense, along with we're on turn 6, and we have 2 reps units. So he has an 84% chance to dodge. So that's all I need you to do is dodge. Cool. Cool. And his passive should pretty much be fully built up by now. 19 mil attack. This is going to do some damage. He has 20 crit, by the way. I forgot to give him skill orbs, so he ain't going to be getting any additional. Or he has very low chance of getting additional. Big 14 mil crit. I mean, he carried on dodging. That's all I needed him to do. I mean, he's done a ton of damage, and that's what the type of items are going to do. But that massive crit on top of the 19 mil attack stat, linked up with SSBK, yeah, they're annihilating this man's health bar right now. That green part of your face, mushy peas. Don't even know what the melting part of the purple is. If we die here, it's fine. That's pretty much what UI Goku is brought to do. Dodge everything, do big damage. That's fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. As I said, even though we got to see him once, Zamasu was pretty much going to be dead the next turn. If we made it through, even if we had full HP, if we made it through that turn and we got to the next turn, Zamasu would have been dead. Zamasu would have been dead. But that's pretty much what UI Goku is here for. Dodge majority of the attacks and do big damage. The only thing that's a little bit of a risk, even though you kind of want to do it, is put him in slot 1 so you can get the extra attack plus 77%. But when AJL UI comes out, and I think more realistically when the new 9th anniversary content comes out, because of how hard that is, you're going to want to put him in slot 2. And, I mean, he'll get the defense anyway just by dodging, but you'd rather have him in slot 2 because then he can super attack, get the extra 50% attack and defense on 18 key, and then if he has an additional, which I do need to remember to put skill orbs onto him, I'll literally do it after this, before I take him into Kid Buu. He can then additional and get an extra 30% attack and defense. At least by that point, his 500k defense that he has is going to be more than that, so closer to a mil. It's still not good enough, but don't forget, it's like closer to a mil, while also having a 70% chance to dodge. While also having maybe even more than that with 2 reps units as well. So defensively, he is good enough. He can be risky if you get very unlucky. It's just naturally what comes with dodge units. But pretty much, you want him to dodge, do big damage. That's exactly what he did there with Zamasu. And having type advantage and hitting a crit like that on a 19 mil attack stat, you really can't ask for much more. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll take care. Well, I'll take care. You take care, but I'll definitely also take care. See you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day, and peace.